Sunday evening dose of encouragement. Just wanted to check in with you all. Got done with a work shift. Yes, on a Sunday. It was a morning through early evening shift. Some serious work, but I'm getting powered back up through Bill Winston Ministries, listening to at least one of the praise and worship leaders. And that lady right there really operating in the power and the authority of Jesus for real. When you see successful people like that, like there's people, if you're a person of faith, if you're a believer, when you show up in church, you see people, you can see the wealth on them, like the polish on them, like the success on them, like through Bill Winston Ministries, through Word of Faith International Christian Center, through LTMA, Leroy Thompson. I'm encouraged by people like that, and I know they work like me, and some worked harder. That's why I listen to them. Most of their ministry messages are personable. It's something they actually made it through, and when people are ministering in song and when they're ministering in word, a lot of times that fills you up. You know how people say you can't pour from an empty cup? I get filled up. So getting filled up, about to go get my active rest, go get my playtime in the gym, get that 45 minutes of cardio. And it means a lot to me because some days you feel like every one of those 45 minutes, but some days you're like, man, it's hurt. Man, it's hurt. But I learned to fuel my body properly and keep that vision before me. How do I want to look? How do I want to look for myself? How do I want to look for my future wife? How do I want to look in any capacity that people are looking up to me? So it's not a thing of perfectionism. That's the outer, but on the inner, even better. Dealing with that brain, dealing with that organ up there, dealing with how I process my emotions, how I process thoughts, how I process what people do and say to me, how I how I can endure during a test, like when I'm trying to write a book, when I'm taking an academic test, when I'm writing a writing project, when I'm doing a very redundant task, whether at construction cleanup, or I'm just running dishes through, or I'm doing data entry, all these things. I'm filing papers. I want to make sure I get the file right. All those things. That's what the physical training helps me with. And internally, that's the brain. But that cardiovascular, got to keep the pipes clean. Got to be able to breathe. Keep that ear, nose, and throat clean. Keep the lungs clean. Keep that heart at its good circadian rhythm. The sleep, the wake cycle. Keep the heart at the PQRST, the love dub, and to tone those muscles. Train his body up for hard work because nobody ducks it. You want to build a house, you want to build a mansion, you got, and you put in sweat equity, you want to have some muscle. You're changing tires. You ever got to change your tire? That wheel and tire heavy. So how people say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So it's like we have to prepare for what we say we're waiting on. So prepare for the mate, prepare for the vehicles, prepare for the buildings, prepare for harvesting lands, developing lands, prepare for building homes. This is not a jump on you message, and I think a lot of fitness trainers, exercise and fitness specialists, fitness people, they jump on you. They jump on you. Sometimes it's a friendly jump on you, so I don't mind. But in processing what I just said, I think about when I'm listening to the Colorado Buffaloes, for example. I'm listening to Coach Moore and training staff, and just the nature of sport when it comes to strength and conditioning, and when it comes to football, like different sports. People may jump on you about correction. No, do it this way. No, you jumped off sides. Stop cheating. Stop cheating yourself. Don't shortcut it. You take shortcuts, you get cut short. It's not always a jump on you. Be willing to take that, but also get right. Because one day you're training. It's cyclical. You don't want to jump on somebody, but when somebody's telling you to do something, I'm not too old to learn processes. So it's all good for me. It's all good for me. It's like I'm bettering my finances. Working is good for me. Bettering my finances is little by little. So I thank God for those opportunities, those doors open. And I'm going to maintain it. I'm gonna maintain my health and fitness because this too shall pass. Like doubling up like that, it'll clear up. I already told you in previous videos, I'm working towards some things. But being able to train my body for health, that's a reward. That's a reward because as I age, I want to be able to be in the best shape of my life. I want to be able to manage the inflammation and the pain. So I want to encourage you all, don't let life, if you have means, if you have resources, don't let life have you not taking care of your body. Just the act of rest day. It's fun. It loosens my muscles. Do that. Go home, do some laundry, eat some good Sunday cooking with the family, get as much sleep as I want. Work tomorrow, it's all good. But that's how you manage it. And it's what is a clarion call for young men, for men of all ages. It's like I used to struggle in the dark. I used to struggle with secrets. But it's like when you ask God to fill my calendar, fill my day, fill my week, fill my month, when you ask Him and you put your hands to the plow, you give yourself a chance to prove that you can be as productive as you want to be, and that you're going to attract the things that you believe for, that you dream for, through the work. So I want to encourage the fellas, people, may wonder how in the world you doing this. Had a conversation with my sister. She always does her best to encourage me when I'm doing right. You know what I mean? It is human to err, and I ain't done much wrong to hurt my family at all. But that's people building me up because they did it too. They did it too, having to work two jobs at times. So it's not to complain. It's just that I know I can do this. I know what I signed up for. But the reason I'm making this video is that I think in times past, I I may have looked at an opportunity or another person's life and thought maybe they had it this way. But the champions, I'm learning the champions, and that's why I think Well Off Media, Reach the People Media, the pregame show, and all these student athletes, they're sharing their channels. They're putting in that work. They got morning session. They got class. During spring and the fall, they got football practice. But yet some of these guys put in that night work. Go to sleep. Show back up for the morning session. Show up to class. So it's like people need to see that. It's like some things you want. Don't let people make you feel like you're working too hard, because you're going to get your 8 hours of sleep, your 6 to 8 hours of sleep. But nourish your body. Like I like to use hydration sticks, nourish my body. I like to eat real fruit, nourish my body. And that's all I have to say about that. About to go in here, get it in, post this out to my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Get it in. They got one of my favorite cardio machines here, the Spark Trainer. Be blessed.